At the beginning of the 21st century, the GL Corporation had become the largest commercial entity in the block states. 9 out of every 10 homes contained its products. Its political and financial influence is felt everywhere. In public, it is the world's leading supplier of computer technology, medical products, and healthcare. Unknown even to its own employees, its massive profits are generated by military technology, dimension experimentation, and viral weaponry.
They only blinked. One moment, they were in Amberlight City, living their lives. The next, 10 years had passed. No time to process, just a deep certainty that something was very, very wrong. What should have been home was now unrecognizable. A city, lost to time and ruin. Buildings stood as hollowed-out husks, their windows shattered, streets cracked and strangled by overgrown vines and trees. Then the first sound echoed through the silence.
Never mind.
Cave zombies, don't go.
Power up.
The undead. Stumbling figures in tattered clothing, lifeless, wandering the darkened streets. The survivors had returned, but this was no longer their city. Amberlight belonged to the dead now. They carried something worse than death itself in their blood. The contagion virus. It was a sickness that spread through bites and open wounds. Once infected, there was no fighting it. Without a cure, the end was inevitable. Cures existed somewhere, but they were rare. Lost in forgotten medical caches or locked away in the abandoned GLC research labs. These could also be made, but crafting a cure required knowledge, resources, and time. One thing no survivor had right now. Then came the hunger. With civilization long gone, the survivors had no stocked pantries, no running water, no safety net. Some places had been picked clean years ago. Empty shelves, ransacked chests, shattered glass. A few in the city were lucky, discovering supermarkets still holding much-needed supplies. But most in the outskirts weren't so fortunate. Dying of starvation was a likely possibility. With nothing left, some turned to the only thing still abundant, the rotting flesh of the undead. They did have to make sure that the flesh wasn't contagious, as eating that would infect you with the virus. On the secluded island of Pikeville, an old abandoned barbecue grill was re-established as a McDonald's. The problem? There were no fresh supplies.
Dude, I don't know. I just woke up. Do we have nothing? There's no patties or
Everything left behind had long since rotted. So they innovated. The signature item, the RottenBurger. Mystery meat patty served on a stale bun. While clearing out the abandoned McDonald's to re-establish their supply chain and expand their workspace, the workers stumbled upon a hidden underground chamber. Little did they know that this was a high-tech teleportation chamber. It was still active, teleporting players to a location known as GL Labs, and it connected directly to the viral testing chamber.
Oh no.
What is in there?
What is that?
McDonald's employees had unknowingly uncovered the source of the apocalypse. As McDonald's workers marveled at their accidental discovery, another problem quickly presented itself. From the opposite side of the lab, a group of armed soldiers emerged, remnants of the military. They were heavily geared from looting the abandoned military site, and already uncovering its other classified secrets, including a portal to another dimension. They immediately seized the facility, declaring it as their new base of operations. Any trespassers would be met with lethal force. McDonald's had no choice but to retreat, and nicknamed the hostile faction after their oldest corporate rival, Burger King. During all this, other survivors established groups, for safety was in numbers, and they continued their own struggles in the city, working together to clear out the undead in the streets, and inside the towering buildings, slowly reclaiming them floor by floor, fighting a common enemy, the infected. Anything they could find was put to use, as survivors went from door to door, hoping for something to aid them in their fight. Groups were also formed and sent out on expeditions to key locations, such as the hospital, supermarket, police station, and gun store.
Enchanted guns by Imbus Chestnuts.
These expeditions were dangerous, and the dense foliage of the city made it difficult to navigate. Not all were unified in this goal, as looters soon became very prevalent, stealing from supply caches and sabotaging efforts, only looking after themselves or their friends, making an already dire situation even worse. In a world where survival meant everything, trust was a rare commodity, as some soon began to suspect their own members. As night set, many groups stayed inside or on top of rooftops, for fear of the zombies wandering in the streets or surrounding dark forests. Some players used the time to mine underground, looking for valuable resources like gold or diamonds they couldn't find in the city. Makeshift defenses were also set up to hold back the hordes, but not all were built well.
Yo, that's a lot of zombies. Yo, who forgot to upstairs? Go upstairs.
Nicholas, get up.
Weak points or missed holes led to breaches, and zombies broke through, taking a few victims with them. In the night, the military faction led by Pearlify sent a well-armored delegation to McDonald's in an attempt to make amends. They wanted to apologize for the miscommunication and aggressive stance they had taken, hoping to end further hostilities and work together. The McDonald's would provide them with food, while the military would provide security, and a powerful partnership was formed. McDonald's soon became a hotspot of activity, supplying food and other questionable items to passerbys.
Hello, how can I help you?
Hi, what do you have in stock?
We've got plenty of fries.
Even the undead neighbors wanted to get a taste of their new menu, perhaps the new customers as well. That day, many fell, those unable to get a foothold or find people to survive with. One moment, they were survivors. The next, they were part of the horde. Yet there was still the question, what really happened here? A security log found by the Hat revealed part of that answer.
Listen. Log entry 103. Wing B has been overrun.
Please go through the first containment doors. We've barricaded the entrance to the main lab. I don't know how long it will hold. The barricade is gone. They're in. I'm in the security room, locking the doors. I see them through the cameras. The scientists didn't stand a chance.
Get me out of here! No!
I've sent a final distress to GLC headquarters. If anyone finds this log, I'm sorry. Couldn't stop them.
End of log, man. That is dark. I'm putting it back in there.
The sun rose again over Amberlight City, but daylight didn't bring much safety. The dead still roamed, and the living were no closer to fixing their world. But while survivors fought for scraps on the streets, far beyond the city limits, something else was happening beneath the surface. A hidden group of scientists, calling themselves Starfleet, began working in secret, using remnants of GLC's research to construct a way off the planet. But one of their own had been plotting against them.
Can everyone come around the light table? Jax, look, we don't have anything against you, but get the hell out. We have found out that you planned to kill us. You know of our operation to build a peaceful starship so that we can all escape. And you want to kill us.
What? No, never. Hey, I've been a part of this team day one.
Yes, you have.
Yes, you have.
Ow.
We know that
We've given you a chance to escape. We've given you a chance to find peace. You have betrayed our trust. And for that, either leave now, or I will take you out myself. Leave!
Starfleet wasted no time. The traitor was exiled, cast out from the project, and left to defend for himself against the undead. Knowing this loose end could compromise the project, they gathered their equipment and relocated to a new location. Back on the surface, something was becoming more clear. The undead weren't the only danger. Bandits, looters, and killers thrived in the lawless ruin. That's when the Golden Bridge group emerged. Not just another band of survivors, not just scavenging trying to stay alive. They had a purpose, a vision. Their leader? Bilster. He wasn't elected, but the state of the world left little time for such things as elections. But he was respected, listened to, and that was enough.
We need to be able to set up an actual system in which there's a routine. If you're not doing something, you're guarding the walls. If you're not guarding the walls, you're farming. If you're not farming, you're building. If there's spare time, we have to make sure this place is secured, it's progressive, and yet it's us. We have fun. I don't want us to die because we let our guard down. We are survivors, but if we have to survive, we must do what it takes.
Under his command, they built fortifications, assigned patrols, and defended what little remained. They knew the looters wouldn't stop, not unless someone stopped them first, so they made a choice, and they reached out to what was left of the military. An alliance was formed between them, the Golden Bridge Group and the remnants of the armed forces. Standing together as enforcers of the law, they launched a campaign to hunt down the worst of the offenders. One by one, those designated as criminals were hunted down and killed. The military believed all should be killed without mercy. For the first time since they all returned, it seemed there was order, although a bit of a tyrannical one. With a fragile sense of security established, the Golden Bridge Group believed it was time to focus on other things, like rebuilding. Seeking to expand their influence and secure a much-needed food supply, Bill sent an envoy to McDonald's with an offer.
Officially, what I was told to ask from my leader who lives on the bridge was to give y'all permission to build a McDonald's.
Yeah, hang on. We need to get Kirby to be the manager over there. Or
Yeah,
Nick's
he's-
name. You want a job?
The deal was struck, and with it, Golden Bridge McDonald's was born, the first ever chain restaurant in the apocalypse. In the old world, McDonald's opening was just another day. In this world, it was a revolution. It wasn't just about rotten burgers or questionable meat. It was proof that civilization could return. They could rebuild. Everything wasn't lost. But not everyone saw it that way. The looters hadn't forgotten, and they hadn't forgiven. Rumors spread that the last survivors of the looter faction were regrouping. They saw Bilster, the military, and his people not as heroes, but as tyrants, and they wanted revenge. But for now, they were far too weak and far outnumbered to do anything about it. From the outskirts of the city, a new figure approached the Golden Bridge. Jack Carnage, exiled from Starfleet, left to die, but very much alive. He came with information about what was going on in his past group.
They found something and leave the island or something, or build something to leave the island. They want to leave. They don't want to tell anybody about it.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that. That's weird. Well, with my end goals, I plan on taking the entire city back.
His mission wasn't to flee. It was to rebuild. To take back the city, not abandon it. If they wanted to run, let them. The real fight was here. The Golden Bridge Group weren't the only ones who had established a base of operations on a bridge, as another faction began to rise, known as the Border Patrol. A group of survivors who took it upon themselves to monitor the city, watching every survivor who passed through, and inspecting them for signs of infection. The bridge was their domain, their law. Bilster reached out to the leader of this group, Viper, in order to organize a meeting regarding future plans.
Make the road safe between us and the McDonald's and our groups, and we can start trading that way more easier. And from there, we start deforcing the entire island, and we take the island back from the undead, and we can turn the island into a habitable area.
Did you just say oil?
Yes! Oil!
Oil!
Freedom!
Yeah, I love freedom! We're called Border Patrol.
Back at McDonald's, they had lost one of their own, Bobby Boy. He'd been a loyal, underpaid worker, flipping rotten burgers and keeping morale high. The undead turned him before anyone could react. He was gone. Or so they thought. An experiment changed everything. A splash cure potion was thrown onto Bobby's zombie, and against all odds, it worked. It was a breakthrough. McDonald's quickly codenamed their discovery the secret sauce. If used correctly, it could reverse the infection. But with cure ingredients scarce and other factions still untrusted, would they share their discovery or keep it for themselves? The establishment also took on a new self-appointed inspector, Subsec, who took his role very seriously, fully embracing the persona of a post-apocalyptic Gordon Ramsay. He stormed into the kitchen, tearing into their operation.
Roll! Roll! Roll!
When he placed a single cobweb inside their restaurant to prove a point, the staff didn't take kindly.
Down!
He's a fraud!
You're
Get
fraud!
him! Get him!
Subsec was murdered on the spot. McDonald's held their own mock trial for the murder of Subsec, but this trial could have been considered a little biased.
And in the back of the kitchen, I saw Gordon Ramsay getting slaughtered.
By who?
Behind the counter by Emerald King.
Despite eyewitness testimony, the accused Emerald King was not executed or exiled. Instead, they were sentenced to serve a minor punishment deep in the mines, forced to gather gold, a resource vital for crafting cures. The Golden Bridge Group arrived soon after to investigate the killing. In an attempt to keep the peace, McDonald's offered compensation in the form of the cure and knowledge of what the cure could do to revive infected members. Though no potion could bring Subsec back, for now, tensions seemed to settle. Not everyone was satisfied. Some within the Golden Bridge Group began to see their McDonald's neighbors in a different light. And Bilster said a few words to remember his best friend.
Defended each other, made sure the hordes did not take us. He saved my life here and there, and he was right. He was there by my side the entire time. He did right. And the fact that he's dead, it hurts me to my core. 7, go to 12, 8, oops, sorry, 9, 10. 12.
Equipped in their best armor, 2 of Starfleet's top members set out on a mission critical to their survival, the retrieval of an object known as a warp core. Without it, their escape plan wouldn't function. Unfortunately, the only known cores were locked away deep in GL Labs, a facility protected by the private military. When the military forces were preoccupied elsewhere, the scientists took their chance. They slipped past the walls and entered the labs, moving through the dimly lit corridors lined with the shattered glass and old equipment. The deeper they went, the more signs of danger they found.
Research center and service. Oh my God! All right, let's go towards the zombie noises.
Yeah.
Oh! Look at that! We found something!
The place was still crawling with the undead. They had no choice but to fight through the swarming creatures. Pushing forward, the captain sustained injuries. She was infected.
Move fast, move fast, move fast.
But more dangers awaited them as they came to a collapsed hallway, molten lava spilling through the ceiling. Navigating through the hazard, they reached the missile silo, where the first warp core was held.
No! No!
Two hearts, 2 hearts.
The second core was located in the main reactor.
Oh!
And the space was teeming with even more undead. But they decided to make a break for it. And eventually, were able to pull the core out from the main chamber. With both cores now secured, they emerged with little time to spare before the private military returned. Their mission was a success. While survivors continued to fight for their lives and undead swarmed the streets, one player knew they would need outside help. On top of the hospital, a radio tower was constructed. The builder had been working on this project day and night, piecing together scraps of metal and assembling a transmitter, hoping to reach the outside world. After a long moment of silence, a signal was finally established. With contact reached, helicopter supply drops began to come at key locations in the city, offering valuable armor, weapons, and medical supplies. Those that reached them first claimed these supplies, while others that arrived later were left to the scraps. Some of these items were shared among groups, as old alliances were reforged and new friends made.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like giving us the cure like this has been a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Thank you for your help as well.
The Golden Bridge Group, still engaged on maintaining order, focused on finding a traitor in their ranks, supposedly stealing supplies and giving away information to the looters about their movements. Prolify, head of the military, was the first to voice his accusation, Jack's carnage, and asked to be the one to execute him personally. Bilster, however, wanted a proper trial and interrogation.
So what I have here is a jurisdiction. So I've set this up on this platform. I've given you the option to run. That's what this whole setup is.
I am not in a position to make enemies at this point.
Yeah, that makes. Hey, get up!
In a sudden explosion, Bilster, the leader of the Golden Bridge Group, was killed. An accident by one of his own men. Shocked and unsure on what to do, the Bridge Group could only stare, dumbfounded at what had just happened. The private military now decided they would take matters into their own hands when dealing with suspected criminals, and continued to hunt down those they believed as threats. None were given any sort of trial this time. Things at McDonald's at least seemed to be going well.
Hello there, my name's Sarah McWhirr, and I'm an employee at McDonald's over in this fine little town over here. You might be wondering, how fresh is our food? Well, we have a perfect solution to that. We have our own personal farms down over at McDonald's, so that we can get the freshest food ever. You want a break from the ads? Well, come right down to Mickey D's over here and you'll get some fries. That's about it. Yeah, come right on down. Mickey D's, 10 out of 10. The ghosts are talking, behold. We totally pay our employees. Good cash, diamonds, all. They're not allowed to know the corporate.
They had walled off a good portion of the town of Pikeville for defense, and this safety brought more new customers, some of which were then hired into new employees.
Farming? You're fantastic. Alright, hired.
They even made sure to keep the place clean of all the blood. Ketchup, they called it. And with a brand new menu in place, I decided to stop by myself to see what the buzz was all about.
Welcome to McDonald's, how can we take your order?
Could I have a McCarrot with the, actually...
Who labeled it a McCarrot? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll just take the McCarrot with the Big Mac sauce.
The undead, however, continued to attack the establishment, and more were lost. Among those killed was Loom the Elf, the head chef, trying to escape the weight of the situation surrounding them, and the recent deaths. Lika Pebble, McDonald's store's manager, hosted a mandatory pool party for the employees, and even hired a DJ. Afterwards, when the mandatory fun ended and the rain fell, it became a time to remember those they lost. Not everyone was in the mood to celebrate or mourn. Hunter Lockdown, believing McDonald's had failed to deliver justice for Sup's murder, decided he would have to take matters into his own hands.
Here goes through the world. I belong, West Virginia. Country road.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
He targeted Emerald King, the one who had struck the final blow to Seps. Hunter Lockdown seemed unable to bear the weight of his past mistakes. He decided this was his only course of action, redemption. Some would remember him as a martyr, others a terrorist. Those still left alive on day 4 focused on building up their base's defenses. The private military fortified their walls. The border patrol had defensive balconies and parapets. And McDonald's rebuilt and expanded its borders, beginning their town restoration project. They even started construction on a McChurch for worship of their almost cult-like corporate system. However, the head builder of the project died mid-construction, so the building took on a more open roof concept. Lika also seemed to spend a lot of time at her brother's grave, remembering the good times.
Hey, Luam, remember that one time when you were working at McDonald's and I was... Do you remember that one time when you came home from, like, wherever the heck you are because of the military? Do you remember that one time when we were playing Minecraft together?
As the day went on, secret sauce cures were running low, so new farms had to be established with ingredients from GL Labs. Strangely, the regional manager, Lika Pebble, had gone missing, so Bobby Boy had to take over in her stead, while search parties were formed to find her. It seemed that during this day, Lika Pebble had gotten infected, and since the farms weren't ready, the cures wouldn't come in time. She made her way to GL Labs, the place where this all started. She decided to lock herself away. If he was going to turn, she refused to let it happen in the open. Elsewhere, Jackster had heard whispers, rumors of something wandering the military zones in the city. Netherite-geared zombies. The idea seemed far-fetched, just another survivor's ghost tale. But rumors made people believe all kinds of things, as some continued to believe that McDonald's was actually a group of cannibals. Taking their chances, the remnants of the Golden Bridge group set out to find these rumored netherite zombies, but didn't seem to have much luck. Perhaps they were just rumors after all, nearly giving up on their search until deciding to do one last check around the supermarket. As it turned out, the rumors were real. The group stumbled into them first. There was no warning, no time to run. They were slaughtered. 2/3 of the group cut down in moments. One escaped, Jack, alone, wounded, barely making it out alive. He had to leave behind his friends, but the battle had drawn others. Another group, known as the Brotherhood. And using the shelves as high ground to their advantage, they were able to pick off the dangerous mobs. But in the victory, they cut down a noise-stewed zombie, unaware that cures could have brought him back. Before Ease could meet the same fate, his teammate arrived just in time. He explained the truth. The cure could work. Maybe it wasn't too late for him. Eased was back from the dead, but it was clear that the Golden Bridge group was dying out.
We were riding high, do you remember? No one will deny. We were invincible, heading for the sky before we started falling. We were torn apart and then slowly coming to a halt, and we stumbled down upon our knees, so we started crawling. Waiting for the dawn, where to go now, where do we belong? Yeah, I know that we try to stay strong, but we keep on falling.
The remnants of the Golden Bridge group left their home behind, and now and to look for new allies. While the rest of the city struggled, Not Comic had stayed away from it all, living in the outskirts of the forest and far from the conflicts. But he wasn't idle. No, he was preparing. He created a legion of snow golems, ready to defend, and the start of a great snow empire. Nothing could stop them. Well, except the rain. At the start of day 5, the military had found Lika Pebble, one of the lost, and brought her back to the living from the cold containment cell.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey.
Oh, hey, man.
How's it going?
I feel so much better for some reason.
Death changes a person. For Lika, her time among the infected left her different.
You need to put this uniform back on.
Yeah, but I just had, like, an epiphany. I had an epiphany. I gotta go into retirement.
She was done working for McDonald's and decided to retire, but she still agreed to oversee their operations. For a select few, the end was in sight. Starfleet had worked for days, moving resources, calibrating engines, building their hope of a way out. Their escape was finally within reach.
Hey everyone, listen up. This is where it all leads, our final moment, as we fight for our lives. I look around and everyone I see is the pinnacle of guts and resiliency. A team? No. A crew? No. A family. The entire future of our kind rests upon our shoulders, and our successful escape from this prison of unending terror, disease, hatred, and death. But today, we secure the future of our kind. Today, we set off into the unknown in search of a new home. Today, we are cancelling our extinction! Alright, everyone, back to work!
All they had to do now was clear the way for the ship to the surface.
Now, I do want to stress to everyone here, by letting everyone, like, in on being in the starship, we are putting an immense amount of trust in you guys.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I've only told yesterday and a few other guys.
We trust you guys completely.
But nothing stays a secret forever. Someone talked. The private military found out. Found everything. Coordinates, plans, all of it. And they would make sure it ended. The city was under quarantine under their jurisdiction, and no one was allowed to leave.
There's more people upstairs! There's more people upstairs!
Oh, he's fine. Okay, we're fine.
Oh, yeah, we're done.
The soldiers stormed the base with brutal efficiency. Starfleet never had a chance. They weren't soldiers, just scientists. Their dream of escape destroyed. Their ship torn apart, resources burned. The survivors? There weren't many. The captain and lieutenant commander of the project were able to escape in the chaos, along with the warp cores they still held. Croxons had been recently returned from undeath.
I don't care if I'm getting taken hostage at the moment. I do want those music discs back, please. Can I have them?
Oh, those are burnt.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna take you home now.
My music discs!
He had just learned almost everyone trying to help him was massacred. Would he be next if they knew he tried to leave with them? He was left with these thoughts as he was taken back alive to be returned to McDonald's. Something wasn't right about all this. He just didn't know the full extent. As it turned out, there was a darker plot brewing behind the counter. Lika Pebble was compromised and was secretly working with the military as Burger King, agreeing to help them enforce the quarantine and kill all those who wanted to leave, even her own employees. Perhaps even turning them into the very meals they served. and the employees had no idea. Perlify now sat at the top, pulling the strings, and another group that had been hiding in the shadows realized this: the looters. Perlify had led the purge against them on day 2. The military had killed their friends, and now, with him in control, they saw McDonald's as an extension of the very same evil tyranny. They believed they had to be wiped out. So, while the military was out patrolling the city, they made their move. McDonald's employees never saw it coming. The few guards that were outside were quickly taken out. The rest of the employees were undergeared and had no chance to fight back. Some ran, some hid, most died. The looters didn't lose a single man, but actually gained one, Croxon's, who had decided he had had enough at McDonald's. Many of those they killed were innocent, unaware of their role in Perlify's new order, but the looters didn't want to take the risk, and in taking their revenge, they perhaps became the very thing that they set out to dismantle. Those who survived fled into the night, refugees in their own city, hoping to find shelter, hoping to find mercy. McDonald's, once the heart of Pikeville Island, for the first time since people returned, was silent. The looters never wanted this, so they claim. They didn't want to be the villains. They were survivors, but in the end, what difference did it make? Hunting McDonald's down wouldn't bring their friends back, but it would hit Perlify where it hurt, and remove more of his allies. They believe they brought it upon themselves. The military had declared them enemies, hunted them like animals. Now, it was their turn to show others how it felt. Experiments done on the undead revealed the zombies were getting stronger, faster, more infectious. The moon was also eclipsed in the sky, unmoving due to some unknown anomaly, trapping the last survivors in unending night. At the Capel Bridge, Border Patrol stood watch. Other than the military, they were the last line, or the final remnants of order. Then, from the shadows, a lone survivor emerged, sailing for their life, chased by something unnatural.
Hello? 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 Can someone help me? Can someone help me? This thing won't stop chasing me. It's a zombie riding a phantom. Or phantom. Yeah, it won't stop chasing me. I've got to...
The Border Patrol hesitated at first, but eventually intervened, putting down the creature and providing aid. Not long after, the military arrived. After helping with a small horde of zombies at the bridge entrance, they made a request. They asked that the Border Patrol be on the lookout for the hostile looters, and to kill them on sight, before departing to a suspected location where the group was holding out. This night also brought a few higher-grade supply drops. Various groups set out to find them, despite the risk that night would bring. After the military had secured a cache and didn't have much else to show for their search, Perlify turned back, leaving his men to continue scouting. But just as he neared the bridge, he encountered some unfamiliar faces and had walked right into an ambush. No one at the bridge knew. They were in the middle of a meeting when the first desperate shouts reached out to them.
Watch out, run away, there's people coming, come on, there's people coming, come on, run away.
Were they friend or foe? The Border Patrol didn't want to take any chances, and with their leader gone, out to look for the weapons crate, they vanished into hiding. It seemed the last of the looters had teamed up with the Brotherhood, telling them of what the military had done to get them on their side. They assumed the bridge was abandoned, not realizing that the patrol wasn't hiding in its very foundation. They then continued to ambush the military members, who came back to investigate.
Oh, I'm chill.
Oh, you're chill.
I'm dead. It's all not nice.
Border Patrol decided they couldn't sit by and do nothing any longer.
Just
Rush it.
Get him.
I'm dead.
Watch out, everybody, back here.
Despite their best efforts to aid the military, they were all wiped out by the more experienced and better geared Brotherhood. And just like that, the Brotherhood stood alone. No one left to challenge them as they stripped the fallen for their best weapons and armor. Back at the weapons crate, the last 2 Border Patrol members were trapped. Like a Batman lover having fallen to infected, and Viper having to hide inside the weapons crate until dawn came the following day. The structure of any organized military was gone, their ranks shattered. A majority of the Border Patrol fell with them. Prior employees of McDonald's were still reduced to a band of desperate refugees, hiding among others. Starfleet was missing. There was no longer any hope for civilization here in Amberlight. Now, only scattered holdouts remained. Small, flickering embers of life in a world that continued to take more from them. The leftover survivors were informed of an approaching danger. They didn't know what. They only knew that a plane from the outside world was being sent to extract them. Till that time came, they just had to hold out and survive. And so, many players got to work.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just
Oh my
take a look in
god,
here.
so many dogs.
I've got a couple more. I have like about 100 or so, I think.
Wow.
So I have once again recreated my army, and this time you can't kill it with rain.
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about.
Comic had established a new dog army. The self-proclaimed mayor, King Solomon, created a wall encircling his city hall, and groups of survivors gathered in the airport to prepare for the arriving plane.
Yeah, this place is pretty safe.
Having cured his friend, the final 2 of the Border Patrol made their way back home, and remembered their fallen brothers, who fell on day 6, and prepared to make their final stand together. Starfleet had also resurfaced, and began hastily reconstructing their ship. Meanwhile, the last remnants of the McDonald's and the military had regrouped at the establishment.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
Oh god.
How can I take your order? What the hell? This is employees only.
Liam, get him! You know what? As you do such a good job, here's a frying pan.
Oh, a brand new one. Because mine is all crusted over and uncleanable.
It happens.
Thanks.
It happens, bro.
It was a pleasant reunion, but the undead weren't the only threat to them. The Brotherhood had still marked them for death. Tracking them back to the town, they were each cut down in cold blood, making sure no loose ends remained. Only Yinks, the last McDonald's employee, who had seemingly lost his mind, was spared. And now, all that was left to do was wait. Then, the blood moon rose, and the sky turned red.
It's starting already.
Wait, yo, what's happening?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
Why is it so dark?
I heard them digging, bro. I heard them digging.
Ooh.
Oh no.
That's
Oh my god, this is horrifying.
Oh, they're breaking the walls.
Why are there so many zombies? Jesus Christ!
The roof! Oh god! No!
We're dead.
dead. We're dead. We're dead.
The survivor enclave at the airport never stood a chance. Tragically, soon after their deaths, the plane had touched down. It was the only way out. They only had 10 minutes to reach it before it would be forced to leave. Many wouldn't be making it.
Why? No, I hear them. Liam, where's the fry grease? No. Oh no! No!
What the hell?
No, please!
Oh shit. Oh my god! Doggo! Doggo! Make it! Make it, Doggo!
I made it.
Yes!
Let's
Let
go.
us go!
Oh,
Okay, there's some coming, there's some. Run in. Let's go. We gotta go.
Back at the airport, survivors began to arrive and scramble aboard, doing their best to patch up the walls and windows of the cockpit as the undead tried to get inside, trying to break in from underneath. Starfleet was also running out of time as they noticed the horde slowly building up to their ship.
Look, at the walls.
What the? Are you joking me? What?
Oh my god!
All the other details, we gotta get these engines going!
Everyone get in. Crocs, you in. Get in, Crocs. It's closed up. Everyone get in your positions. Get in.
Get in. I don't think we can do it, Tim. They're right down top of us.
Everyone, let's do pre-flight checklist. Booster.
Ready? Oh my god, go!
Go, Willow.
Okay, just say we go for launch. Spike. Okay. Set a course for out of here. Maximum warp. Punch it.
Yeah, let's just keep placing blocks.
100 citizens were returned. They fought, they scavenged, and struggled. But in the end, only 8 escaped. 4 vanishing into the stars with Starfleet. 4 boarding the last extraction plane. 2 did survive the night. Viper was infected. Didn't have any spare cures. So he had to sacrifice himself, leaving his friend Lego Batman Lover to live on and remember him. The city of Amberlight was lost. But was this where their stories ended? Perhaps. Only time would tell.
Admiral, I'm reading fluctuations emanating from the distortion.
Oh, bloody finally. They send a whole fleet out for a whole lot of nothing. At least there's something to talk about in my report.
Something coming through. It's a ship.
On screen.
Number 1, bring us out of warp.
Aye, Captain.
Oh my god.
I can't believe it!
We're home. We've done it.
Hail them.
Aye, Admiral.
Captain, we're being hailed by the fleet.
On screen. This is Captain Riley Ambergate of the Federation starship... Defiant. And man, are we glad to be home.
I'm presuming you'll need a new ship?
I mean, the Defiant works. Barely.
Kind of, not really. Warp core will be busted by the time we get back to Earth.
Plus, it's kinda a tight squeeze.
Yeah, with no room or food.
Or sleep.
I see. Say, after the two-man incident, the Enterprise needs a new senior bridge crew. Considering what I've just seen you do, I couldn't think of a better crew for the job of commanding our flagship.
Why, thank you, Admiral. It would be an honor.
So what next?
Next? Well, next is out there. Next is space, the final frontier. Lying in wait of us are the untold voyages of the new crew of the Starship Enterprise, continuing her ongoing mission to explore strange new worlds, seeking out new life forms, and new civilizations. A new frontier and journey lies ahead, and I couldn't ask for a better crew to go gallivanting round the cosmos with, boldly going to where no one has gone before.
I believe you, Captain.
Carry on and let the future unfold.
Thanks for tuning in to the Zombie Saga. If you'd like to join one of these events yourself, feel free to join my Discord server in the description below. And, of course, subscribe to my channel for more things like this showing up in your feed.
This is cruel and unusual punishment.
This is not cruel and unusual punishment. This is a just punishment for what your crimes have been.
Okay. Sure.
You deserve this.